Alright guys, we're back. Sorry I was late. I did went outside just get a little fresh air and crap, my Chromebook's a little light. But anywho, we are now back again with me making the tier list part 2. Please keep in mind as you watch this video, there will be spoilers to what I'm going to be saying out of excitement or ranting. So if you don't want to watch this as I am talking about my tiers and whatnot, please don't watch this because I do not want to spoil anything to you. So don't watch this if you don't want to get spoiled to anything. So if you do watch this and you want spoilers, then well, then that's your own wish if you want to spoil it. But you are warned about spoilers. But anywho, here we go. And the first part of the tier list is the starter Pokemon's final evolutions. And first up, we have Chestnut. Chestnut, I don't mind him really. I liked how he's like since Pokemon X and Y, he's like the only Pokemon that has the ability Bulletproof where he can be immune to Sludge Bomb, which is really good because Sludge Bomb is the strongest poison attack to use and all, and the weakness to him to poison type is oh wait, well, let me tell you, Bulletproof does prevent damage from any egg or bomb moves. So any egg or bomb moves, he will be immune to it, which is also cool. And Sludge Bomb, he can easily evade that. And I like he has a nice signature move called Spiky Shield, which is also not bad, not bad, not bad. So I would say to me that he's okay and all. But, and also, as I also look at Chestnut's stats, let me bring it up from my phone there. Give me a sec here. Sorry. Let's see. Chestnut. So dumb phone. Come on. I'll just do the easy way. Get Chestnut. And where is he? Alright. Have it here on Google. Yeah, he has okay HP, 88, and pretty good attack and defenses, but his special defense is not that great, and he is slow though. So not really that good or anything like that. So for me, for Chestnut, I will give you Sape. Swampert. That is a starter Pokemon that I would definitely go to on Ruby and Sapphire. And he is the very first, and Mudkip is the first non-fire starter I would definitely go to because we'll get to that soon. But he's the Pokemon that I would definitely go to in the Hoenn region. I definitely would go to Swampert. Absolutely. And not bad stats and whatnot. Like I would say that for like Swampert and like the Ruby and Sapphire is alright because with his attack and not bad special attack, but it could be a little bit better. But he did get a lot better in the higher generations where he can use like waterfall and all, which is really good. And he could be used as a wall and whatnot, but I say Swampert is a nice Pokemon to have. He is slow though, but to me, not bad. And why is this darn thing here? A plus. No, you don't need that. So he's not bad to me, and for that, I'll give you a B. Subtile. Subtile is actually pretty good, in my opinion, and has a nice, good signature attack, Leaf Blade, which you can totally tear things apart, especially back in the day. You can definitely tear things up here. So yeah, he really I think to me he really wrecks house. He's actually pretty fast too. Even though granted for Sceptile, he's a special attacker, not a physical attacker, because he actually has 85 attack base stat and 105 special attack. Which I don't know why, honestly, though. But overall, despite that, he is pretty good, especially when he uses Unburdened ability and whatnot, or even with his Mega Form and whatnot. He's still pretty good. So I'll give you an A. Decidueye, to me, I like Decidueye. Especially, it's a nice way to slay some grass type Pokemon because even though it has its unpredictable being a grass and ghost instead of just grass flying, I think grass ghost has a nice coverage since you can take regular damage from poison and bug. That's really nice coverage right there. I'm not gonna lie. And even though the Decidueye is a little slow and whatnot, it does have a nice attacking mean look, Spirit Shackle, which is also pretty good. Leaf Blade, awesome. And Brave Bird. And once you get a Sword Dance up, you can definitely do that. And it has a nice hidden ability called Long Reach where you can't be affected by rough skin, iron bars, or rocky helmet. You can't be affected by those, which is also really good. But today, I think Decidueye is a nice Pokemon that can actually really tear away grass Pokemon with its Brave Bird, even though it's non-stab, and it's just really good to me. So, in my opinion, and please keep in mind, this is opinion, and my opinion alone. Please keep that in mind, because I'm pretty sure all of you got your own different viewings and opinions of things. But anywho, for a fact that I really like the Decidueye, even though I don't like Sun and Moon that much, he's going to S to me. Samurott, I don't really know you much, really. I really don't, because I have not. I really felt that I have quit Pokemon right after Black and White came out, and I have not really fought a Samurott. So I don't know you too much, really. But I guess I can know you a little bit by just looking at your stats, I suppose. Because you do have nice, good attack stuff. Let's see. Who are you, Samurott? But I think Samurott is pretty good. Like, Samurott has nice attack and special attack, and defenses are okay-ish, except for special defenses. That's his weak spot right there. And I think Samurai does look cool, but I did not bother to play Black and White. But he is a nice, effective, offensive attacker and whatnot. You can actually do a lot of things. So, I guess for Samurott, though, to me, since I believe that Samurott is a nice, worthy opponent, and it can actually adapt and actually has a nice, it can use Aqua Jet and all to make up for his lagging average speed. I guess I'll give you a B. Charizard. Oh boy, Charizard. I'm sorry, Charizard, but you know where you're gonna go to. And I mean it too, in my opinion. And I will always, always love you, no matter what. I don't care what anybody says about Charizard. Like, if you just like, he's like one of the coolest fire type Pokemons I have ever seen, and I barely ever touch any non-starter fire Pokemon. Like Magmar is like the first non-fire starter Pokemon I like, and I rarely like any other non-fire starters. Well, except I barely like any other non-fire starters. But well, I guess there was one fire starter I don't like, but we'll get to that soon. But Charizard is kind of like my Charizard and any other fire starters. I pretty much like them. I really do. I can't really think of any other good non-fighter stars I can possibly think of. Maybe Camerup is also one of them. But I can't really think of anybody else that's a good non-fire starter. I just really can't, because I think the only non-fire stars I definitely dislike or didn't really care too much about was the Hoenn region, because there's not really much fire to deal with. Like, you know, you deal with Flannery, the fire gym leader, where you have Slugma, even though Slugma and Macargo are from the Johto region, and you have Torkoal. But Macargo is just, it's just slow, and Torkoal, he's slow too. But unfortunately, though, that's the only boring fire type Pokemon I don't really like much, unfortunately. So Charizard, and for the fact that I like how you can Mega Evolve to like Mega, those both Charizards Mega forms, I really love them both. They're really good, and for the fact how pretty fast you are, Charizard and whatnot, and you can actually adapt nicely too by using Dragon Claw. You can even use Thunder Punch, which is actually really cool. Like that's just really cool. I That's really cool. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, Delphox. Even though I picked you as a starter, and but unfortunately, Delphox, though, even though you are threatening for your nice speed and special attack, I would say that Delphox is like a fire Alakazam. He's like a it's like a fire Alakazam. That's what I would say. It's like a fire Alakazam. So I would say Delphox is not bad, and also nice speed and all. I bet with a choice scarf and whatnot, you're good and whatnot. But to me though, like I thought I would like. But to me though, like I'm not sure why is there really like a male. Like, why did they make it look like a female though? Instead, where it's just like a male Fennekin and a male like you definitely look like a female, even for especially your second evolution Braxton. It looks totally like a female, especially the way you just draw your stick from your tail and whatnot. Like you have good battling skills to me and whatnot, but presentation wise, like, you're like to me. So I'll give you a C for being, I don't know, a D. Like you're like to me, and I don't think I would definitely have you really. Oh, Incineroar. Boy, oh boy, what can I possibly think of you, man? Like you have nice, good overall stats, and you do have a nice, good hidden ability called Intimidate, where you can actually, you know, I'm not sure if you can use U-turn. If you can use U-turn, then you be a nice, intimidating. Yeah, yeah, you can use U-turn. So you're quite the nice, intimidating Pokemon. You can be, because you could just U-turn, intimidate. You can just intimidate, U-turn, and kind of like with Mega Manetric, where you just use Volt Switch and then intimidate, and and so on. But you are slow though. You're kind of like a weaker version of Tyranitar to me, because you have good overall stats, but you're slow and whatnot. But Tyranitar's more stronger than you. But you're okay. So I will give you a C. Blaziken, go away! I don't like you! Get away from me! You're like I did not like you in Generation 3 where your only good fire attack is just Blaze Kick. Like I was pretty disappointed that you don't learn Flamethrower on your own unless you use like Torchic. Like it's just disappointing that you don't know Flamethrower. Just like Charizard and Typhlosion. It's disappointing. And plus, you are so. And then after you get into the higher generations, now, especially when you came into X and Y, oh my god, dude. You're such a freaking uber threat, man. And I don't like the fact how why would they make a rooster a fighting type? Like roosters don't bite. What the heck is wrong with them? Roosters don't bite. Roosters morally scratch. They morally scratch, but they're not fighters. Like they don't punch and whatnot or may kick you. But I don't get it. But you're on the go away list, Blaziken. I don't like you. End of freaking story. Go away. I don't like you. I don't like you. And I will never allow you in my party. I will never have you. But moving on. Meganium. All I know is that you're a nice defensive wall and whatnot, especially you can use aromatherapy. Yeah, but Meganium is a nice defensive grass wall, especially as a pure grass, which is not bad. But I wouldn't have you really, so I'll put you in D, even though you're a wall. Greninja, boy, oh boy, Greninja, you are really good, especially where you can use like your Protean ability and whatnot and adapt to a lot of things, and especially how really, really, really fast you are, my friend. Like you're really fast, man, and how you adapt to a lot of things thanks to your Protean ability. I won't lie. I really, really won't lie. I won't mind having you. So I'll put you in the A. Typhlosion, you basically have the same overall stats as Charizard does. And you were alright in the center in my playthrough of the Johto region when I had you. You were okay. You're not bad. Not as good as Charizard, but you're not bad. Especially how I like the fact how you can use Thunder Punch and Ice Punch and whatnot. Like, but however, though, you're pretty good. So I'll give you an A. Empoleon, as much as I really, really, really love Steel type Pokemon, I don't like how now, like, if there was like a starter battle between like with Infernape and Torterra and whatnot, like, I would say like, which I think it will be a fierce battle with Infernape, but I would say that Infernape will kind of have you beat, especially when you are also vulnerable to fire now. And I do like steel types, I really do. But unfortunately for you, Empoleon, you're you're just to me. You're just So I'll give you a C. Superior. Although I don't know you much, but you are a force to be reckoned with, especially with your contrary ability where you can just sweep the Pokemon with a nice good choice scarf, Leaf Storm, or Choice Specs Leaf Storm, where you can definitely raise up your stats higher and higher and higher. And if it's not like that with the choices and whatnot, you can totally glare that Pokemon. You can totally glare. So you're a simple force to be reckoned with, man. And if I could, have you with Contrary and whatnot, then I would so have you. And for your nickname, I would name you Snake. And when you go fainted, then I'd be like, Snake! Snake! Yo, Snake! Snake! So you are in the S tier because you are definite force to be reckoned with. And I would not mind having you, really. Infernape, get your butt up here. You are my favorite. You are my rock. You're my right hand man, and I just can't really live without you. And I really like having you. And you're an actual legitimate firefighting Pokemon. You belong there, man. Oh man, dude, is that fire on your head or anything like that? I really like the nickname that I think it was Hayden that nicknamed him, or it was a different YouTuber, but he nicknamed him Fire Goku. I was like, no, not bad, not bad name, not bad nickname. But oh my gosh, favorite name. Especially, I like how you have the ability Iron Fist. It's just unfortunate that you can't. I believe that you can't use Drain Punch. I really wish you could use Drain Punch because that would totally make your Iron Fist so useful. Plus stab bonus. But yeah, and I really like that. And you're fast too as well. And I think you're like the fastest fire starter. But dude, man, I can't really ask for more from Infinite, man. Like I said, he's my rock. He's my right hand man. I just love him to freaking death. No ifs, ands, or buts, and I don't give a whit what people say about him. You're my rock. I love you. I need you. And I will take you in my team anytime, anywhere. I love you. For Alligator, you are not bad for your power, for your raw power and whatnot, for your sheer force. Even though in the Johto region on Gold and Silver version, your water attacks wouldn't be too great because your special attack isn't that great at all, and you're just morely a physical attacker. But you did fortunately got better with the higher generations. You really did. So for you, for Alligator, I'll give you a B. Primarina, go away! I hate fairies. I've always hated you, and I hate how you think you can beat dragons. You will not convince me to why fairies are immune to dragons. They can beat dragons. You'll never convince me, and I will be blind and shallow about it. I will not have a fairy Pokemon on my team. I hate you. I resent them. I will not allow them, and I will not let them in. Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. No fairies. Ever. But you are forced to be reckoned with, though. I'll give you that. But you will not be let in my team. Fairies. No fairies. Ever. That's the end of it. Oh, Venusaur. You were really good in Generation 1, especially with your Razor Leaf, because Razor Leaf in Generation 1 and only Generation 1, it's a nice grass type move that always criticals, just like Slash and Crabhammer. Those moves will always critical no matter what. And nice leash seed too. And you can really wall off stuff too, so yeah. So yeah, I think that Venusaur is like a nice wall, especially for its Mega form with its Stick Fat ability. It's a nice wall, and I would prefer to have him over Megadium too. Because I would say that Venusaur is definitely like the second best grass type over Incineroar or Decidueye because I think that it was like a battle and whatnot. it can battle really nicely against those grass types. Torterra would be a nice wall to it because it's a ground type and all. But Venusaur, really nice. So I will put you in A. Torterra, get yourself in S tier for me. I love you, Torterra. Especially when my man Paul has Torterra and whatnot. But Torterra, the only thing you need to do with Torterra is get him in a situation where he can get a nice good rock polish on. He gets a nice rock polish on. Oh boy, it is on. Especially with my Torterra that I had, it can pretty much cover 10. It can pretty much damage 10 types. Like, it has the advantage over 10 types. Like, my Torterra had its stab bonus Wood Hammer, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. And it can cover like 10 types. 10 out of 18 types. Which is like over half of them. Which is really nice. Which is like nearly like one over half of them. And that's really nice. It's really nice that Torterra can cover that. Like, my best Torterra was from the Sun and Moon series because I had him with a Rocky MZ and whatnot. Rocky MZ crystal, because sometimes a Stone Edge you might miss and whatnot. And with the Rocky MZ, then they could pretty much really damage anyone that's weak to rock. The only thing Torterra does need to watch out for is Ice Shard. My Torterra does need to badly watch out for Ice Shard really, really bad, because Ice Shard is Torterra's biggest allergy. You cannot touch it, especially when he's 4 times weak to ice. Biggest allergy that he carries. So be careful when you're using Torterra if you're going to have him with a rock polish and whatnot. Like, I can use Leech Seed too. Leech Seed as well, which is also nice. Real nice. But Ice Shard, watch out. Just watch out. Radioactive man. Watch out. Oh, Blastoise. You and your 2 cannons on your back. And even in your mega form, now you got 2 cannons on your arm and one big old cannon. Which you are a nice force to be reckoned with. And I was a little surprised that you can actually use Aura Sphere as well, which is a never miss move. I was very surprised. And with those moves in his hand with his Mega Blastoise Mega Launcher ability, Blastoise is a big old killer. He is a nice wall though. He has nice good defenses, and for a big turtle like Blastoise, he's actually pretty fast. Like like whenever I battle my opponents and whatnot, they always get mad saying, "Are you freaking serious? Blastoise is faster than this Pokemon and whatnot for big old turtle?" Like honestly, I'm shocked too. I was really shocked. I'm shocked beyond words. I'm just really shocked. Uh, But however, for Blastoise though, I think you do have nice use. So I will put you in the B tier. And as for you, Embor, I did had a really nice Embor one time though. That from Wonder Trade on Sun and Moon, and it was a shiny one, and his nickname was Ganon, which that's a nice nickname for Embor. Ganon, because Ganon is a pig. He does look like a pig sometimes, for the beginning Zeldas. So yeah, he kind of does look like Ganon. And with his reckless ability, he had Flare Blitz, Wild Charge. Um, it was Flare Blitz, Wild Charge. He had Superpower. And what was that last move he had that would help his reckless? I forgot what it was, but it really did help. What was it? This other good move for Reckless. What was it? I forgot. What was that move? If I can really, really, really analyze that, what was that move? I think it did had another move for Reckless. It did help out the Reckless ability. What was that move? What was it? Head smash. That's what it was. It was Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, Head Smash, and Superpower. And with a nice good choice scarf, you could pretty much give him the first move for it. I personally don't like its presentation though. I personally don't like it though. But I would know that with a choice scarf Embor, it is a force to be reckoned with. But I don't like your appearance too much. But don't misunderstand. I know Embor is a force to be reckoned with. And you did help me there, so with all those moves and what how I feel about Embor, I will give you an A for that. So nice force to be reckoned with. And that is the end of this tier. Next tier, Final Fantasy games. Alrighty, we are next. And the first game to start with is 8. Though granted, like when I was a kid, I've seen my brothers play it a lot and whatnot, but I haven't really completely played it myself, even though I know I have like the knowledge of knowing this and that. And for the fact that I haven't really did this and that myself, even though I saw it all, I will be fair and not be too pretentious, and I will put it in the haven't played section. Even though I have the knowledge over it, and I know how overpowering Squall is with his never miss abilities and whatnot, but I will be fair and say I haven't played it. I will be fair. Like, I will give my knowledge, yes, but I will not give a tier for it, and I'll just say I haven't played it. Until I actually beaten it and whatnot, I can't, or actually gotten, like, far into the game and whatnot, I will not bash it. So I'll be fair. And I haven't played you. I haven't played you. Final Fantasy V. I have gotten pretty far with you when the one time that I lost Leanna right after that little dance thing and whatnot. But the whole but I would say for sure though, this game is so freaking overpowering. It's really overpowering, especially when you learn to rapid fire with the archers and what archer abilities and whatnot, and you learn a very very long ability dual cast with the red mage when you have to be at max AP 999, and that even though it's worth it and whatnot, you learn dual cast and whatnot. It's still pretty worth it to have two people learn it, and then with the archers and whatnot. I do like the Mystic Knights though, where when you get the Mystic Knight, see ya Black Mage. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. But it's alright and whatnot too overall. It's alright overall from how far I've gotten into, so I'll give it a C. After years, I really got to try to play that after I clear Fafit's 12. Even though someday I'm going to stream it and make a playthrough out of it and then actually play After Years. I really, really, really got to play that game. I really do. Final Fantasy 4, you need a lot of love, man. You have a really good story and whatnot. It's a great story. It's a really good game, and they don't really seem to give too much love to Final Fantasy IV. The characters are cool. They're cool and all. And although you get a fixed team, but history in the making of Final Fantasy IV is that I think this is the only main series Final Fantasy game is that you are allowed to use five characters. You have five characters, while most Final Fantasy games have four characters, and there's few Final Fantasy games that use three. But this particular game, this is the first game that you can use five characters, even though you get a fixed brigade that's given to you and whatnot. But this is really good. I'm not gonna lie. That's really good. Like I've never seen anything like that for a turn-based RPG like that. It's really good. Awesome, really awesome. I haven't played you 15. 9, you definitely need some love too. You need a lot of love. Like, come on. Nice story too and whatnot. Characters are great too. Like, same thing. Well, except for that you use four characters. And the only thing I would say that some people will bash not Final Fantasy 9 for is how forever it takes for the stealing and whatnot. It takes, and for those that don't like Vivi much and whatnot, and because Vivi, you once you get him, you're pretty much stuck with him pretty much your whole playthrough. Like once you have him in your party, he cannot get away from you at all. Like he's stuck with you until you get your first ship, and you actually use him very last time when you get hit Mount Glug, because before you even head to Mount Glug, if you don't have BV in your group, BV will request that you take him with you. Like this is probably one of the only times that you're actually asked to take somebody with you like that. Really, like. But yeah, some people would bash BV for that because how he overstayed his welcome. Nice story. He has a good story though, and I like his resolve. I really do. And he is a nice asset to you when you first get him and whatnot because his main job is to hit the enemy where it hurts with his magic and whatnot. And I say that's really nice. Really nice. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Final Fantasy 1, I've never played you, even though you're the first Final Fantasy. Oh, Final Fantasy 7. Final Fantasy 7. You are my very, very first RPG game I have played. And I was literally 7 years old playing that game when my brothers actually allowed me to play this game when I was that young. And the funny thing is for this game though is I was able to get by certain things by just watching my brothers play the game and remembering where to go here and there. It's just really amazing and whatnot how I remember where to go by just me watching them because they really get me with saying that I have a good memory and all and whatnot. And then the main complaint of it is is overrated because but however though for Final Fantasy 7 though like granted even though like it's kind of like most likely going to be your first Final Fantasy game that you'll play like unless has anyone that actually has the decency to actually have a regular Nintendo game or a Super Nintendo game to actually play Final Fantasy, the beginning Final Fantasies, and Final Fantasy 4 and whatnot, and but most likely, a lot of people's first Final Fantasies is Final Fantasy 7, which is on PlayStation 1, and that's kind of most likely their first Final Fantasy, which is fair. But for how overrated you are and whatnot, because like, don't lie, like the only reason why you would definitely like Cloud straight up, like he used a big old sword, like it's mainly attractive, like oh wow, he uses a big ass sword. Sorry for swearing. Sorry for swearing because I don't usually swear too much. But yeah, he has a really big old sword and whatnot. That's pretty much the main attraction thing, and And plus, who doesn't like Barrett? Like he's just really bro, especially with a gun arm and whatnot. But just for you, Final Fantasy VII, and not to get bashed too much, and even though you are overrated and you're my first Final Fantasy, I will give you an A. Final Fantasy VI. I have gotten pretty far on it. I really have. When I actually, found everyone and whatnot. The characters are okay and whatnot. I only like maybe like five of them. Like I only like. Well, we'll get to that real soon with Final Fantasy characters. I only like some characters and whatnot, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. So I'll give you a B. 10 2. I'm sorry. Screw you. Go away. It's not really that great and whatnot for the drop system and whatnot. And I just don't really feel you and whatnot too. I liked how Yuna actually improved on her character. How she's trying to becoming more like Titus though. I'm not gonna lie. I like how you really improved Yuna. I really did. And you're not talking about with whole Yevon and teachings and whatnot. But the gameplay itself, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. 10 though, you're actually okay for a game of rock, paper, scissors and all that you're playing with them. Like, what I mean with rock, paper, scissors, as in, like, certain enemies can die of one hit. Like, Tidus can take care of wolves, Waka takes care of flyers well, Lulu takes care of the elemental stuff, and Orin takes care of rock enemies. And Riku can kill machine enemies with stealing. And with Orin on your field and whatnot, he does become easy mode, especially when you break the enemy. When you during your playthrough when you have. So yeah, Orin is kind of easy mode. So I'll give you a C. I don't know. Oh, that's Lightning Returns. Never played that. Never played you. 13. Like the cutscenes are really nice. The characters are pretty good. But the battle system is very repetitive where you just go to auto battle and whatnot too and whatnot. And that just doesn't really give you anything much. But however, 13. Nice story, like nice cutscenes and whatnot. But battle wise, especially with the whole weapon system where you have to like go around upgrading and you don't find much money around and whatnot, which is pretty stupid. Just which is pretty dumb. But yeah, that's the more dumb part of it. So for that 13, I'll give you a D. 3, go away. I don't like you. I'm sorry. Like you really make me rage quit through this, even though I've gotten far and whatnot. But you make me rage quit at the final part. You really did because there is no save points in dungeons, which is stupid. And I always gotta constantly start over every time I lose to the cloud of darkness when I beat all the bosses, and that's just really stupid. I don't. I'm sorry, 3. I'm just sorry. And plus, how difficult reviving others is when there's not much Phoenix Downs. I'm like, what? And you can only like go around reviving people in town only? What is this? Shining Force? Where you have to go to the priest and revive your units and whatnot? Like what is this? And the jobs, like I don't really get with the whole jobs and whatnot. What's the point of leveling up the jobs and whatnot? Like with Final Fantasy V, you actually learn new things, but you just level up jobs, just to level up jobs and whatnot. And uh, I'm sorry, 3. I gotta say, screw you, man. Just screw you. Screw you. Big time. And this is Radiant Wings. I don't know you. And Final Fantasy 12. You're kind of like the same pain as Final Fantasy 3 with whatnot, because I don't like. You have to like grind to get money, and as you like get them in your loot spot and sell them, and you're teleporting stones and whatnot. I did like in the remaster version where you can actually make a choice of what can you pick. Because on the original version, like people can pretty much do anything, and I mean anything. They can equip any weapon and whatnot depending on what they learn in their little like spot and whatnot. But they can learn like anything. But in a remaster version, you can pick which job position you want, like machinist, swordsman, polearm, and whatnot, time mage, white mage, and archer, foil breaker, all that stuff. You can do that whatever you want. But however, though, getting like money, it's a big hassle. It really is. So I'm gonna put you in D, and I haven't played you. But after years, I will get to you one day. One day I will get to you. Kingdom Hearts! Kingdom Hearts! Fill me with the power of darkness! Supreme darkness! Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Hold on. I'll be right back. I need to get a drink. Hang on. That is the spot. Totally hits the spot. But let's begin. All right. I can't really see what you are really. I don't know what this is really. But Kingdom Hearts, the very first game that started everything. And I mean everything. You're a nice, great start to be a nice, great start though. So I'll give you an A. You there, you're actually pretty good. The for to show a nice backstory of Roxas too, and showing him his time in Organization 13. Nice story. Really nice. I'll give you an A too. I really wish I could play this darn game again though. I really do. Recoded D. I'm sorry. You're not that great. It seemed a little linear and whatnot, even though I bet that you can go back and whatnot, but it's just not that great to me at all. I did like how Thor loses his Keyblade when the Maleficent destroys his Keyblade and Agrabah. That was quite the situation mine, but overall and whatnot, with this whole like data stuff and whatnot too, and those data blocks and whatnot, I wasn't really too interested. Kingdom Hearts 3. Boy, oh boy, Kingdom Hearts 3. What am I to really think of you? Like, even though we were waiting for you for a very, very long time and whatnot, but let me get real with you, with my opinion. You weren't really worth the wait. Not really to me at all. As much as I would give you a D, the only reason why I'm going to give you a C is because of one big reason. And I mean one big reason. You have my favorite Disney Pixar movie, Toy Story. If you had not have Toy Story, I would have given you a D. So that's why for that I will give you a C because I really love Toy Story. I really do. And it was pretty fun too. And the characters are still the same as ever. So I'll give you a C for your troubles. Birth by Sleep. Those actually look pretty nice, where it actually came along where it started like the story wise it came first in story wise because it's how pretty much how everything all began and such. And the Keyblade wielders and whatnot, they're all pretty cool. But the story is pretty short though, and as for those finishers, why did they make them so long? You have to like grind them out and such. Like that doesn't really make sense. Like I kind of wish the story was a little longer for those three. I really do. Because if it was a little longer and whatnot, I would definitely like it more. So I'll give you a B. If your story was more longer, I would give you an A. I really would. I like the characters though and whatnot, but I just wish your story was more longer. I did like the Monopoly game that you did though. This Monopoly like game you did though, which was actually pretty fun. But however though, you get a B. Dream drop distance. Man, oh man, oh man, dream drop distance. Man, dude, what feelings could I possibly have for you? Especially how things ended and how you're supposed to get those keyblades and whatnot, and most of those keyblades aren't that great. And and the final boss did look pretty intense, though. It was pretty intense, but story wise, though, and even though I did remind you of spoilers, and please watch out because this is a spoiler alert there. Riku has become Keyblade Master because Sora couldn't handle the darkness when he got trapped in the darkness, and Riku had to bail him out. And honestly think Sora deserves to win because he, even though he got forced into all this, he did do his job as sealing all the keyholes and saving the world and whatnot. I think Sora really deserves to win to become Keyblade Master. He really did to me. Riku, you did cause trouble, kidnapping the princesses, taking away Sora's Keyblade, and causing some trouble for Sora throughout your childhood trying to find you and whatnot, and siding with the dark side and getting the harlot. The only thing you actually did made up for, Riku, is that you were able to help Sora capture Roxas so Sora can get his memories back. That's the only thing you actually made up for. But you still sided with the dark side. So I would say Sora deserves to win. So I say for you, you get a C. Kingdom Hearts 2, get your butt up in the S rank. I love you. I love you forever to deaths of the world, man. I just love it. I love the dry forms. I love the whole like different moves and whatnot you can do for Sora and whatnot. And the story is just oh man, dude. It was impressive, especially with the worlds. The worlds are actually pretty amazing, and I like how you make Pirates of the Caribbean pretty interesting, where you cannot battle human pirates, but you can battle pirates in their skeleton form if they're in the light. I oh man, I can't really ask for more. The magic system is just really good and whatnot. I like how the Keyblades have like their signature abilities and whatnot. Oh man, and I liked how when you battle the bosses, you can actually learn stuff from them. You actually get something worthwhile instead of just getting the experience from them, and how you set up with the license. I'm like, oh man, dude, like, what more can I possibly ask for of Kingdom Hearts 2? It's just amazing. And the boss fights are just so fun. The dry forms, I love them. Oh man, what more could I possibly ask for Kingdom Hearts 2? I kind of almost wish they could have executed Kingdom Hearts 2 well, in my opinion, because it could have been a nice ending when Sora and Riku went back home and all. But however, they decided to ask for more when the king sends them a letter because they just really like the game that much. But I just love Kingdom Hearts 2 to death. What more could I possibly ask of you? In Chain of Memories, or the remaster version, you're okay for a handheld game, and you're not bad. Even though I'm going to be streaming you real soon after I finish the first Kingdom Hearts. You're alright, so I'll give you a B. Even though not many people don't like it and whatnot, especially with the whole card system and whatnot, but you're okay. That's pretty much it there. Alright, next up is the Kingdom Hearts, all the characters in Kingdom Hearts. Tara, you are first, my boy. I would say that you're alright for being like you basically just have a Riku personality, but at least you don't side too much with the dark side and you actually have much more better effort than that. And you did admit that you do need to be watched after you failed your Keyblade exam and whatnot. And you actually did feel bad about it when you have to strike down Ericus. But you do try and whatnot to become a good guy and whatnot. While Riku just did this and that anyways. So I'll give you an A. Ericus, you are a fair master and whatnot. Like you did treat Terra fairly when you told him that you couldn't keep it in check and whatnot. So you were very fair and you did care, but you did try to strike down Ventus even though you admitted that he should have raised your Keyblade to them and whatnot. You did admit that. But you did feel bad what you've done and whatnot. So I'll give you a B. You're not bad. Vanitas, oh man, dude, I really love your lines too. I really like how you're like taunting people and whatnot and instigating and whatnot. Like, I just really love it. It's not really that bad too and whatnot. Like, I just love it. I'll give you an S. I really like Vanitas. Zigbar, you get up there too because I really love your demeanor. I just love your demeanor, man, and the way how cheeky and snide you are, and the whole as if. And I really love your fighting style too, as well. It's just freaking bad A, man. Bad A. I just love it. Saladin, you seem pretty serious and all, and you seem alright. So I'll give you a C. Vexen, go away. I don't like you. I don't like Vexen at all, man. Especially the way he acts and whatnot too. I just don't like him. I hate him. Lexicus, I don't really know you well. Like, I wish I could know more of you. Even though you seem pretty strong, I'll give you your okay. And Zixion, you actually were a master of illusion. I didn't like how we couldn't fight you in the GBA chain of memories though, but we can battle you in the remastered version. It's a shame though, but you're okay and whatnot. But I'm still like on you. Like, I'm still I'll give you a D because you're eh. Sayax, you seem very uptight and serious, you know. And for the fact that you're at the high number, you managed to become second in command of the organization. But you are fair. But in the 358 days one, you were pretty fair and legit. And I cannot believe that you actually allowed Axel to talk you into allowing mostly Roxas and Shion to team up throughout the thing because Shion couldn't use the Keyblade, and then you suddenly just fairly said, "This is the last time you and Shion are going to team up." And then they will have found out if Shion could use the Keyblade or not. If she couldn't, then they're gonna turn her to a dusk. So I would say you're fair and legit. So yeah, you're all right and whatnot. So I'll give you a B. Axel, I definitely like you. You're cool, man. And I cannot believe you were able to survive in your castle Oblivion. And the only answer to that question to that is, I thought everyone in Castle Oblivion is dead. And then you responded, correction, only the weak ones died. And I'm like, what? We saw you disappear on the GBA verse. Like, what the heck happened? I don't get it. But I'll give you an A. Sora, the very, very main character of the Kingdom Hearts series. Even though you got forced to having the Keyblade with you, and you didn't really want to have the Keyblade, but hey, you did what you had to do in order to get by and whatnot. But Sora, I think he's a good kid and all, especially when he's quite a mature kid too, and very forgiving, even to his friend Riku. Despite everything he's done to him, and especially how he looked when he re-met up with him and whatnot in Kingdom Hearts 2, he didn't care. He didn't care at all. And he's actually very forgiving, even to Xehanort's Heartless, even though he mistook Riku for Xehanort's Heartless, but he still thanked him for saving Carly. Because if it really was Xehanort's Heartless, I'm pretty sure Sora could have forgiven. Sora is a very mature kid. He really is, and he'll even forgive every evil person. I want to know about Vex. Well, I guess he can't really remember because he doesn't remember Vexen because he forgot everything in Castle Oblivion. So, can't really say much about it. But I'm pretty sure he would have definitely forgiven a lot of things. So, overall, Sora, you're a mature kid. You're a good kid. Overall. So, I will give you a B. Demix, go away. You're especially when you're definitely a guy that, like Sora said, I bet you can't even fight. Like, oh man, that guy was just annoying. And he's right about that. And Sora is right. He is a kook. And he was a joke too, especially when we thought we killed him too and whatnot. So he's just a kook. I didn't like you. I didn't like Devix. I'm sorry. Luxord, I really love your gambling demeanor and whatnot, and how you express things in a gambling fashion. I really like that. So I'll give you an A. Marluxia, get out of here. I don't like you. Especially when you're acting like that you're the boss around here, and how you became the final boss and Chain of Memories that I don't know how and whatnot. Like, who do you think you are, man? You ain't the boss around here. Zemnis is the boss around here. Who made you? Who died? And I might be like, who died and made you boss around here, Marluxia? So shut up, you. And Larxene, I don't really know you much, but you are pretty sadistic in how you like talk down on people and whatnot too. So I don't like you really. Xehanort's Heartless. You are like you are like a really evil guy. And I really like your evil expressions too and whatnot. So you are in the S tier. Same thing goes for you, Zemnis. Like you two are like really amazing evil characters. Especially the nice work for your characters and whatnot. I especially liked how like those two are just really amazing. They're really cool. I think my most favorite line from them is I was wondering who would dare interfere with my Kingdom Hearts. And look, here you all are. Ansem the Wise, you look pathetic. And as for Xehanort's Heartless, He says, "Don't bother. Your voice can no longer reach him where he is. His heart belongs again to darkness. All worlds begin in darkness." And I especially liked how you say, "Darkness conquers all worlds. And Kingdom Hearts, fill me with the power of darkness." Like Billy Zane, you really nailed it. It's just a shame that when I did met Billy Zane one time, when I asked him how come he got replaced, he had no idea why they replaced Billy Zane because Billy Zane was really amazing as Ansem. Don't get me wrong, Richard Epcar, he did a pretty good job as our new Ansem and whatnot. He's not bad. I just don't get why would they just replace Billy Zane just like that. But it is what it is. But moving on, young Xehanort, I can't really determine or know you well. So I'm going to put you in I can't determine really or I don't know you well. Now, the original Xehanort, you definitely deserve S tier. Especially with Leonard Nimoy doing great work as him and how with his old man voice he says, like, you really do great work how evil you were and you were pretty ambitious with your plans and whatnot. And the voice work, man, it's this nice work the way you express. I really liked when, like, when Ventus couldn't use his power to Keyblade, you go and be like, "Really? You'd rather die than not use your powers? Feckless neophyte." You are like the epitome of evil, but it's a shame that Leonard Nimoy and Rutger Hauer, the new voice, they both died when they were voicing like Xehanort. Like a lot of people say that, oh man, he's just cursed. Whomever voices Xehanort again in the Kingdom Hearts series, someone's gonna die because he's like the epitome of evil. Even though, granted, Richard Epcar did play quite some evil characters, but Xehanort, epitome of evil. Like, oh my goodness, who wants to voice him? He's cursed. He's just cursed, and someone could die any second if anybody voices him. He's cursed. The very epitome of evil he is. And now, you, Ansem the Wise. I fear I don't really know you much, really. And I believe that you're actually. I'm not sure, like. Because not really many people actually die in this game. And I don't know if you're actually really dead, even though the machine exploded. What? I don't work from home. No. Sorry, got a little interrupted. But anyhow, as for you, Anson Wife, I am not sure. Are you still alive or are you dead? I am not sure if you're still alive. But unfortunately, I would say that you don't really know him too much. You actually first meet him in Chain of Memories in Riku's story. So I would have to say that I can't really determine you really or know you well. Hater, my man, he's actually pretty cool. He's not bad. Pretty cool guy. I'll put you in A or maybe B. I don't know. You're a pretty cool guy, Hater. Especially when you're kind of the actual fighter around here who would definitely fight and struggle and whatnot. But you're a cool guy. I'll put you at A. Riku, you did do a lot of redeeming stuff. I would say that your biggest redemption you did was, like I said before, when I was talking about Kingdom Hearts 358 Days. You did redeem yourself by helping Sora wake up and get his memories back and start traveling on, even though you had to use your darkness to capture Roxas so you can help, and you did what you can to help out Sora. And you were a nice asset in Kingdom Hearts 2, especially where you're always here for Sora with Cure Potion ability. You're always here for him, always. And we can actually control you too by either using like Dark Aura or Dark Shield. That's really nice. So overall, for your performance, Riku, I will give you a B. Ah, Olette. Olette, you were like the responsible one too. But you're not annoying too. Because you do can't stand unfinished assignments, but it's not annoying and whatnot. And even though, granted, I don't like school and whatnot, but you are right. You're fair and legit. Homework is important. But I kind of do like those three Twilight Town residents. I really do. Like, they're all pretty cool. So I'm going to give them an A. But they're all pretty cool. Benz, you're pretty laid back, and you really did help us out, too, to get us to Roxas's Twilight Town. So, yeah, you're pretty cool as well, and laid back. And you even made an effort to try to protect Kyrie from Axel. Not bad. This, I don't know. What the heck is that? Alright, here we go. The Mass Keyblade Wielders. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Even though it was a nice story, though. Nice backstory, though. Yeah, yeah, nice backstory when I saw it, though. It was nice. I kind of wish I could see the Master of Masters because he was just hilarious. But alas, I don't see him because he was just hilarious. But Era, you are the leader, and I would say that you're okay. So I'll give you a B. Ava, I would say that you're pretty innocent. You're so innocent. And I do like innocent characters. I really do. So I'll give you an S. You're so innocent. And I said, you're kind of a whiner, and you're very sensitive too. Yeah, yeah, you're kind of sensitive. I said, that like I would say it would be pretty hilarious if you were if your voice actor of us said would be Steiner because he kind of has that strong sense of justice and short tempered and whatnot. But I can almost say that I don't really like. I think you're kind of a bit of a whiner, but I won't say that I don't like you. Go away. So I'll give you a D. You there? What's your name again? You're the You're kind of the one that's responsible one. Envy is how it's pronounced. I'm not sure how it is pronounced, but you're kind of like the responsible one. You're kind of like I would say you're like the knowledgeable one, I think. And you're kind of responsible, and I say you're okay. So I'll give you a C. And Gula. I really like how cool headed you are in your demeanor. You're actually not bad during your story and whatnot, too. You're actually pretty cool, to be honest, so I'll give you an A. You're pretty cool. I don't really know you well, so I can't really say too much. I don't know you. Oh, Kyrie. Kyrie. You got abducted 3 times, lady. 3 times. Like the first two. Well, you didn't really get abducted the first time, I guess, because we're not really sure how in blazes did you exactly lose your heart with the whole door opening and whatnot. Well, we kind of like saved you 3 times. How about that? We saved you 3 times. And for King, I'm not sure what in blazes actually happened to you because it wasn't really explained much. And for your nobody nominated to be born, but it's funny that we never seen your heartless because we saw Xehanort's heartless, and we even saw Sora's heartless and Thor's nobody, but we never saw your heartless, Kyrie. Like, because you did lose your heart when Sora gave you his heart. Like, but the second one, like you were just waiting on the islands, and then Axel just suddenly just shows up and abducts you, just so he can get to Sora, so Roxas can so Axel can somewhat get to Roxas because he's the only guy that he likes. And then after the third time, you had to save you and whatnot. It was a bit annoying and whatnot. So I don't want to say I hate you, Kyrie. I really don't. Even though you tried to fight in Kingdom Hearts 3 and tried to be one to use a Keyblade, but unfortunately for you, Kyrie, still not good enough. So I will not put you on the I don't like you list, but I will put you in D. At least you're not an annoying damsel in distress like Amy Rose is when I put her on the screw this character list. So that is what I'm going to give you, a D. I don't know you. I don't know you. I kind of liked you, but I still can't really determine you because we only saw you like once, so I don't know you much. Roxas! You are pretty much the same as Sora, really. And you're the nobody of Sora, so. But you are kind of like. But you were more down to the earth kid and whatnot because you didn't really know who you are, even though Zemnis just pretty much unscrambled your name and added an X, naming you Roxas. So I'll put you in D. You're okay. Oh, nominee. A witch that's been manipulating Sora's memories. But even though, despite what you have done to Sora, even though you were bullied into it, I think Sora knows that the organization. The bad guys were just manipulating Naminé, and he could definitely forgive that because kind of Naminé didn't have no choice because who knows what they could possibly do to her if she refused. But you're all right, Naminé. You're not bad. I'll give you a C. Shion, you're one of the characters that can fight, and you're basically the key person that can help Sora wake up. And since the power rests inside Roxas now and whatnot, I'll give you a B. You're not bad. And this, I'm not sure if it's Riku's replica or not, even though I thought Riku took care of that. So I guess I'll give you a D, B, since you're pretty much the same with it. And Aqua, you are actually one of those female characters that can actually fight. Yeah, besides Shion, but you're also another one that can fight too and whatnot. And I'd say that your magic is actually really good too, and nice skills too as well. So I'll give you an A because you were the only character that was kind of still alive and living, even though you were actually suffering darkness and whatnot. But you actually have nice effort and whatnot, so you can stay. And Ventus. I find Ventus more fun to use. I actually really did enjoy using Ventus than Roxas, though. So I'll give you an A as well. Yeah, you know what? I use Ventus for fun. I actually have that like that one drive form. What was that? What was that last one? It's that very last one though. I found it pretty fun. We actually kind of like use those sword thingies. I forgot what it was called, but it was pretty fun. So I'll give you an S rank because you were pretty fun to use, Ventus. I'm not gonna lie. Who? Oh, I think that's Yuzora, but I don't know you much. And the rest of them, I don't know you either. All right, but that's all of them. And last but not least, the Final Fantasy characters. Yay! But I'm only going to go to characters that I actually know because there's too many that I mainly know. And I unfortunately I don't. These are just the Final Fantasy One characters, and they're just jobs and whatnot. So, and I don't know, and I never played Final Fantasy 2. I barely know them much, but I definitely would put Onion Knight in S rank because I definitely did like your character saying that I don't battle anyone I can beat, but I do like how you have effort, and I seriously, seriously love your gameplay. I really do, and how fast you are as well too. I just love it. It's awesome. Cecil, the guy that was suffering with the dark armor, and you were able to atone everything right after you became a paladin. You are a good character, my friend. Nice, good classical character too. Where nice story. So for you, I'll give you an A. Kane, you are like in and out the party a lot too, because of you were in and out the party a lot because of you being controlled by evil. But I guess for the fact of how in and out you are and whatnot, because if you're still in a party and whatnot, you're kind of like a next good attacking asset in the team and whatnot. And you kind of had your little evil mind controlling problems and whatnot. So I'll give you a B. Rydia, you get yourself up in the S rank. I really love you. You're awesome. And You're pretty mature too, and you're pretty strong. You're a pretty strong girl. Love you, girl. Really love you. Especially when you're one of the characters that uses black magic and summoning. Girl, I just really love your character. Rosa, basic right mage. And you're also a good asset to the team. So, I'll give you an A as well. You spoony bard! You go in the trash! You spoony bard! Alright, Palom. You are really nice with having your bluff ability too. You are a great asset, so I'm going to put you in A. Same thing goes for you, Borm. Both of you are equally useful. Especially, I like how you have the cry ability and whatnot, where you can weaken defenses and whatnot. That's just amazing. Young, you are definitely in the S tier because I would rather. That was like the perfect team to have, like with Young in a group with his focus ability and whatnot. You actually do really decent damage. You really do. All right, Edge. I really like your personality and whatnot, and how childish you can be and whatnot. And you're okay, so I'll give you a B. Sid right there. You suck. Thumbs down, man. Get out of here. And Tella, you're okay. Even though whenever your stats increase, your stats you actually get worse and worse and worse. Even for some odd reason, you're actually powered down in stats, which is weird. So Soya, you're okay. And Gomez, you're not a bad guy. Even though you're not actually the bad guy, but you're actually okay. You're not bad. Okay, in Final Fantasy V, honestly though, I don't really care about them really, so I'm not gonna bother to rank them. I don't really care about them much. I'm not gonna bother to rank them. Terra, you're actually pretty good. Sorry, you're not bad. I'll give you a B. Locke, get up here, my man. My man, Locke. He is just really cool, and I really like how you get mad when people call you a thief, and you be like, "Treasure hunter." I'm not a thief. I'm a treasure hunter, which is hilarious. I love it. And you kind of are very useful with your stealing as well too, especially on the bosses. But I just love you, Locke. Even though you're kind of like your use on the team is like a little low, but I definitely like your character, dude. Sabin, Edgar, you're definitely useful. You're just broken as heck. You're just broken. So are you, Sabin. You're definitely both of you two are really good. You know, cause you being brothers and all and whatnot. Like you're both really good. I'm not gonna lie. And your moves are really cool as well. Your blitz moves are just really cool. And Cyan, we kind of have to wait for you with your Bushido. Like you do use samurai swords and whatnot, but we do gotta wait, which takes a lot of time. So I'll give you a C because you're not that useful to me. And Celeste, I really like having you on the field, especially when you're a magic lightning rod. So S rank for you. Oh, you know what? There could go to A. I just like using Celeste more. Setzer, you're okay. So I'll give you a C because you're a gambler and all, so you're all right. Shadow, you're pretty cool and you're good, especially using Interceptor and all. Realm, I can't really fathom what use could I possibly think of you. Like, I don't really use you much, really, even though with your sketch abilities. I can't really say too much, nor do I go to you. So I'm not going to rank you. So I can't really say too much about you. Kefka, I want to. At first, I didn't really like the fact how Clown is the final boss and whatnot, but you're definitely like the Joker in like from Batman and whatnot. And Dave Wittenberg did pretty good, nice work. I think either Dave Wittenberg or both, or Mark Hamill did nice work with it. But I'll give you B for okayness. And Ultros, you're hilarious. Actually, you're actually pretty hilarious the way you're appearing and whatnot. So I'll give you a B for your hilariousness. Oh, Cloud, man. Cloud, Cloud, Cloud. My first RPG to deal with you, and in fact, how overrated you are, man. Especially how a lot of people like how you have a big old sword. Cloud, Cloud, Cloud. My boy. Even though in the remake, Cloud is Cloud. But, oh man, Cloud, what am I going to do with you, even though you're very overrated? What am I going to do with you, my friend? What to do, what to do. I guess I will put you in A, because I don't want to put you in S, really, because you're too overrated. Aerith, you are, like, when you actually do use Aerith and whatnot, you become a broken asset, especially when you learn your level 3 limit breaks and your final limit break, Great Gospel. And if you were able to still have you and whatnot, and when you died, but when you got killed by Sephiroth, you would have definitely broken the game, and you would have definitely made this game a big joke because of how very useful you are. But some people would end up falling asleep on air because they don't like to, the fact that they have to, like, train and whatnot, and they'd rather just, fight and whatnot because Aerith and all, you have to, like, use magic mostly, and she's not really a good physical attacker and all. Oh man, oh man, oh man. And what weakness could you possibly have? That's the but you do have a weakness. Your physical attacking isn't good and all. And my gosh, Arif, what am I going to do with you, girl? What am I going to do with you? Even though you do have an innocent character, I'll give you that. But oh man, lady, what am I going to do with you? Oh wait, why do I have this too? Oh man, oh man, oh man. But since you did end up dying in 7 because of your work ending and whatnot, and I am not sure what in the world is the remake gonna do if there's a remake part 2 where they're gonna make her still alive and all. I don't know, but I guess for right now, you do have a place in the S rank. And Barrett, oh man, dude, I really like your attitude. You are bro. You're just the biggest bro I've ever had, man. And you're just bro, man. I just like having you on the field. Hands down. Tifa, in the original version, you're okay. The only thing I did not like about you in the original is that your limit break has a slot machine, which is kind of ludicrous. And if you miss, then you can't do that limit, hence missing a hit. which is pretty ludicrous and not very useful against the weapons and whatnot. So, but I did like you in the remake, and I mostly use you or Barrett in the remake because I liked how fast you are. So I would say you did kind of redeem yourself in the remake, and I did like that. So I'll give you a B. Red 13, you're actually pretty cool. I like you. You're in a B rank. Although I kind of wish I did were able to see you in the remake. The remake though being playable, because I'm pretty sure you would definitely become pretty useful. Okay, Sif, you go in D because of you're just base your slot thing is just like I wouldn't go to you really. And even though you're kind of technically a summon, but I wouldn't go to Kasif really. I'm sorry. Sid, get your freaking butt up here, man. Sit your ass down and drink your goddamn tea. That's one of my favorite lines of all time, and I really liked how you just got nominated leader by Barrett, even though you didn't want that role. Even though you didn't want the role, you still ended up taking that leadership role for now until Clout recovered or we helped him out. But man, I just like you. Oh, Vincent, you're kind of worst character to have, but I did like your backstory. And then when even though you have nice high magic, you're when you do transform, not that good. So you're in C. Same thing goes for Yuffie. You're okay, but you're kind of in the C tier. And Sephiroth. Oh, Sephiroth. You're like quite the villain, even though you even though you did escalate the situation when you came to Nibelheim, you kind of escalated everything and put Zack and Cloud through a lot of hell and back. You really put them through a lot, my man. You really did. But you did make quite the story, though. But I did like how you're a worthy opponent in Kingdom Hearts, so I'll give you an A. Zach, you definitely deserve S rank because all the stuff you did, you were kind of like the hero, and you kind of died and sacrificed yourself to protect Cloud. But in the remake, I don't get how are you still alive? Shinra shot you. Like, how are you still alive? I don't get it. You got shot down, and I can imagine how will Cloud react to this when he sees you. Like, like how? I don't get it. And Rufus, you were actually quite the worthy opponent in the remake. Even though with your shotgun, you actually have the dog with you too. And even though we only fought you once in Final Fantasy VII, though. But however, overall though, I'll give you a C. And the Final Fantasy VIII crew, like I said, I haven't really played too much or know too much, so I'm not gonna be pretentious and just rank them. I'm not gonna be pretentious like that. If I gotten far, then I would say something. But since I barely played it or touched it, I'm not gonna say too much. Okay? I will not say too much. Alright, Final Fantasy 9 crew, people I know. Zidane, S tier, love your cheeky and snide. Love how cheeky and you are, and I like your little battle pose. Like whenever you're ready to fight, you just get yourself in a battle pose. And my most favorite line is, "The only, the only scoundrels around here is you. The only scoundrels around here is you and your fat queen." Love that line. How you call Queen Burhan fat queen, dude. I just love it. All right, and Garnet or Sarah or Dagger or whatever, because you kind of have three names. Like your given name by the queen was Garnet, who was the original, where her regular daughter died and whatnot, and then you took her in and named her Garnet. The main thing that did really make me cringe and make me want to faint a bit is that when you found her, you broke off her summoner horn, which made her bleed. Like, oh my gosh, I just want to faint. Like, I get that you're trying to make her look like her daughter and whatnot, but oh man, I just want to faint after I just heard this. Like, oh man, and the way she got hurt, because she was a little girl too. Like, oh my gosh, like, I just want to faint from this. It totally made me cringe that time. But however, though, I liked your resolve and whatnot, and how forgiving you are too. Like, even though, despite what Burhan did to you, you still think of her as your mother, even though she did bad things to you. I do like your maturity, and you are definitely devoted. And I forgot to shout out to Zahn how virtuous he was when he helped a lot of people without reason. So I will commend you for that. But I did like your devotion. But I like your devotion, Garnet, Dagger, Sarah, or whatever. So for that, I will give you an A for your character. So pretty good. You're pretty good. Vivi, you overstayed your welcome, my friend. Even though we kind of heard out more of your story and whatnot, you have overstayed your welcome all the way up to this 3 and 2. Till we get your first ride. By the time we get our ride, we're pretty much near endgame. Hence, you have overstayed your welcome, Vivi. You've overstayed your welcome. So I'll give you a C. You're not bad, but I think we've seen enough of you, man. Steiner, you, you, you're not bad, especially how much power you're given when you're trans and whatnot, and when you actually do have you and whatnot. You're kind of good to us for your power and whatnot, but by the time we get our first ship and whatnot, you're kind of done. But you were useful in Terra, though, if anyone actually does use Steiner and train him up and actually have him get the Ragnarok with the chonograph and whatnot before the chocographs before you head to Terra, you're able to learn shock, which is you'll be able to do nice damage. You'll be able to do nice damage, but at that point, you're kind of like a boss slayer and whatnot too. So, and you're kind of a whiner as well, Steiner. Like, I did like on one of the Twitch streamers one time that named Steiner Whiner. Like Steiner Whiner. It rhymes. Yeah, that really does rhyme. I won't say you're trash though, but unfortunately for you, Steiner, I will give you a D because you are a boss slayer, so I'll give you a D. Freya, you get your butt up in the S rank tier. You're actually more useful, and especially where your Dragon Crest only 16 MP and dealing mass damage. So once you kill enough dragons, you were a killer. Especially when I was battling Ozma on my stream and whatnot, and or my YouTube video, you were pretty much my main attacker, and you kind of just did all the work. And you're just a great asset. And plus, not only that, her character is so undeniable. Like, how in blazes can you really hate Freya's character? And she's just really cool. Like, if anybody hates Freya, I'm gonna be like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Why in the world would you hate Freya? Why? Gosh, she is just awesome. And Quina, even though you were kind of like one of my main party members to use because you're definitely a great asset to us, but however for you, Quina, like oh my gosh, Quina, you're definitely overpowering, but you're even though you're kind of out of your league and whatnot, and you actually were pretty useful and whatnot once you actually learn your blue magic stuff too. And the main reason why Quina is also a really good asset to you it can because it's one of the characters that can definitely kill the dragon at Gizmaluk's Grotto with Limit Glove at 1 HP. And it was pretty useful to help level up. So, I guess for your troubles, I'll give you a B. You'll at least get a C. For your overall performance, you do have like S tier and whatnot, but for character wise, it's just no. So I'll give you a C. Aiko, the secondary white mage. Boy, oh boy. Even though, granted, I did use Zidane, Emerald, Freya, and Aiko, like my brother did. But boy, oh boy. Like, I don't know why some people even bash her for that, really, but she's just a secondary white mage. One thing I didn't like about it is that she kind of joins you at a bad timing because you don't need two healers. You really don't. But I guess for Aiko and whatnot, she did became a useful backup healer if you actually really do need her, especially during the beginning of Disc 3 where Dagger can't concentrate, but at least Aiko can help you out because she can concentrate, and plus her carbuncle is useful and whatnot. But however, for you, Aiko, I would say that you're kind of tied with Dagger and whatnot. Eh, and you're both are from the same home and whatnot, and you are pretty. I say that you actually are pretty smart and whatnot, especially the way you're living by yourself most of the time until you travel out in the world and whatnot. So I'll give you an A, matching with Dagger. Emerald, my man, my man. Even though you're physically nice, but not vocally nice. And how's Don threw you under the bus and all? I'll give you an A. Not much to say about you. Guja, you're okay. You're actually okay, villain and all and whatnot, you know? You're not bad. Not bad. I'll give you a C. You're not bad. I kind of wish you would dress a little more better, though, because you almost look like a freaking girl. And Beatrix, you definitely deserve an S. Because you were definitely very likable. I wish I could see more. Alright, Final Fantasy X. Even though I got further. First of all, Seymour, get out of here. Alright, Titus. You are a very happy go lucky feller. But, however, for you, Titus, even though you can use haste to. You're pretty much, you just only use haste, and plus, you're kind of like one of the other characters that can, like, hit multiple times with your Blitz Ace. Even though I kind of heard that there was a difference between, like, using Blitz Ace and Slash and Slice and Dice and whatnot. But oh man, Dennis, what could I possibly say about you, man? Especially when I don't really go to you too much in the city of Final Fantasy as well too. I don't really go to you much. I'll give you C. Yuta, you are definitely a great asset because of your healing and your aeons and whatnot. And you did improve more in Final Fantasy X too, even though I hated it. So I'll give you a B. Orin, you are easy mode, man. You are like easy mode guy. Like by the time you just cripple the enemy, that's it. The game is kind of over. It's easy. So you're kind of like easy mode, man. Even though you do more damage than many others and whatnot. I don't mind your character though. I do like your snide characters though. I do like your snide. I do like how snide you are, especially when we first arrived in Bavel and whatnot. When Kinakwa says, "I'm sorry, but it's all for Yevon." Aren't those weapons forbidden by Yevon? There are exceptions. I really like how cheeky you were. That was pretty cool, and I like how cheeky you are. So I'll give you a B. Lulu, you're all right. I'll give you a C. Even though you can be a little B, E, and whatnot, but and how uptight you are, like even though you're kind of straightforward, but I rather tolerate Blaze's straightforward demeanor. Blaze the cat's straightforward demeanor and whatnot. I rather tolerate her than you. Waka, you're just a comic relief, man. You are hilarious, man. Even though you did show your bigotry towards Albed, but after Riku joins and you figuring out that Yuna's an Albed, half Albed, you kind of finally did let go of your ego, and you're also another character that can attack more with your attack reels and whatnot. And Blitzball was pretty good. And how you can actually joke about Waka's name from Pac-Man. Waka 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 waka. You know. So for you, Waka, since you're kind of do act hilarious and being like yaw and whatnot, especially here's a fun fact: the voice actor of Waka is Bender from Futurama. So I'll give you a B for your hilariousness. Kimari, you are very quiet and whatnot, and you don't really speak much. And how the Ronzo, treat you badly, especially when you broke your horn and whatnot. There's not really much to say and whatnot. Even in a nutshell, when you get up to Mount Gagazet and whatnot, and those people that don't use Kumari much, all they can be like is, just people that don't use Kumari much. Well, it's nice knowing you, buddy. It's really nice knowing you. So you get a D. Now, Riku, you are definitely very lively, lady. And you are definitely an overpowering asset. So I'll give you S. You're overpowering and cool. Inject, you're pretty cool. I'll give you an A. Both here, I like your character. Even though I don't like too much of 12. Both here, I definitely like you. You're cool. Vaughn, go F yourself. You too, Pinello. Bosch is actually pretty cool. I kind of wish I could see Gabrins here because Gabrins is also pretty cool. Fran, you're like the Chewbacca, female Chewbacca. I'm just kidding. I think that's enough there. Alright, and Final Fantasy 13. Let's see. Not really too much. The characters are okay though, but I don't want to say too much really. Alright, I think that's enough from here. Yeah. Alright. But that's enough here. That's enough. Alright, well, let's see how long we've been doing this. 2 hours, wow. Okay, but that's enough of my tier list ranting and my excitement and whatnot. This is my making my tier list part two. And Monday morning or maybe Monday afternoon, we could definitely continue on streaming Kingdom Hearts. Till then, I'll see y'all's later. I'm about to maybe watch somebody else's stream and then retire for the day. So I'll see y'all's later. Peace out.